Good afternoon. Today is July 17th and we are standing in a lovely field of Plenish soybeans. These are full season beans planted roughly mid-May. And today I wanted to discuss some insect scouting for beginning R-stage soybean. These beans are at R2. You can see they've got flowers all up and down. We will soon be at R3 because that flower is going to be a really tiny pod next week. This is about when fungicides are typically applied or getting close to it. We do have some fungus activity. This is brown spot. Not generally a problem in soybeans, more cosmetic. As long as it stays in the lower canopy, shouldn't be a problem. But what I wanted to discuss today is insect scouting this time of year. Right now, corn earworm counts are really low in our traps. Corn earworm usually doesn't get into full season soybeans. Soybean loopers don't usually show up until late. Bean leaf beetles are also in between generations right now. So there will be a couple out here, but not many. Typically don't start seeing a large number of bean leaf beetles show up towards the end of August or so. Japanese beetle are active and their feeding is very flashy. It's very obvious. Tends to be at the upper canopy. The main threat to soybeans right now are green stink bugs and Dectes stem borer. We don't have thresholds for Dectes stem borer. We can kill them, but killing adults doesn't always result in a reduction in larvae. Infested stems don't always lodge. I've been in fields where every single infested stem went down, and I've been in other fields where not a single infested stem went down and the entire field was infested. So Dectes is a little funny one. Usually there's not a whole lot else in the field worth spraying for. And like I said, I will not make a recommendation on Dectes because the products are expensive and we've got a potential to screw up our integrated pest management for the worm complex. So we do have beneficials in these fields. We've seen a couple of honeybees. Insects are known to contribute to insect pollination and contribute some small percentage to yield. Green stink bugs are the potential threat that we are most interested in at R3. If you pan to the wood line, there's a maple tree, a sweet gum, a sassafras, and then we've got some wild cherry. Green stink bugs love wild cherry. They'll drop a whole generation on wild cherry. And this is the time of the year that wild cherry is ripening up, birds are eating it, and green stink bugs are starting to move out of the woods and into soybeans. So I'm going to sweep, and then we'll take a look at what is in the net. You want to give it a nice full arc pendulum sweep. You want to be knocking leaves off when you're sweeping. If you're knocking leaves off, you're knocking insects off. All right, let's take a look here. So I had a green stink bug try to escape me. The threshold for green stink bugs is 5 and 15 sweeps. Green cloverworm. I've seen fields that have a lot of green cloverworm in them and almost no defoliation. Green cloverworm is cute. Some entomologists view them as beneficial because they provide alternative food for our beneficial insects that would later go after corn earworm. Here's Dectes stem borer. It's a very pretty insect. Wide row fields like this may be at a little bit of a greater risk for Dectes stem borer because if the stem is girdled and falls over, it's more likely to actually hit the ground, as opposed to drilled beans or 15-inch beans. That stem falls over and might snag on its neighbor. All right, let's keep looking at the net, see who we find. Green stink bug, this is a 4th instar nymph and another adult, so we're up to 3 stink bugs. With stink bugs, the important, this is pretty. These are long-legged flies. Irrelevant to soybeans. I just think they're pretty. Japanese beetle. 1 yellow striped armyworm and our 4th green stink bug of the sample. yellow striped armyworm, general defoliator, Japanese beetle. Hey, our 5th green stink bug. So we are at threshold in this particular spot in the field. Japanese beetle. And here's a 5th instar green stink bug, nymph. Picking on this field in part because we have plots in this field. We're going to be looking at prophylactic insecticide, fungicide applications, and also plots that are treated according to thresholds. We are at green stink bug threshold. And comparing that with an untreated check plot. And a couple more Japanese beetles. So for Japanese beetles, as long as the defoliation, now that we're at R2, stays less than 20%, we'll be fine. It looks eye-catchy, but is often far less than it actually is. If you imagine all these holes compressed, we've got maybe 20% defoliation on this one trifoliate, less than that on this one, and none on this one. And then you've got to take a look at the entire canopy. No defoliation on that one, just a little bit of defoliation on there. None on this one. So overall, we are well below 20% canopy-wide defoliation. Stink bugs. Let's get back to stink bugs real quick. So we are about 50, 60 feet into the field from the tree line. Green stink bugs tend to be an edge species. They won't go much farther than about 100 to 120 feet into a field. Once you get more than 100 feet off the wood line, 200 feet off the wood line, their populations really go down. So if you start seeing a lot of stink bugs around the edge of a field, don't panic. Go farther into the field, take some more samples. You'll probably be well below threshold once you go, 1 to 2 sprayer lengths into the field. Those fields, you can just do an edge treatment. If the field is going to get a fungicide application by ground rig, you can spray the interior of the field, and then if you need to, put a little bit of insecticide in and then hit the perimeter of the field. That'll save a lot of insecticide, it'll save on some cost, and it'll preserve your pollinators and your beneficial insects. We will be doing scouting videos in soybean fields scattered across the state from here on out until we start approaching R6, R7 in our double crop beans later on this fall. Any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. bcsam@udel.edu, and my own email, owensd@udel.edu. Thank you very much and have a nice day.